Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JLees. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Teen Mom 2, Season 10, Episode 4. I'm already bored, okay? But we're going to review it anyway. If you have not done so already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird. JayBird. Dun, 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 dun. And all that goodness and stuff or whatever, okay? Do not forget to like this video, comment in the comment section, share it on your social media. You can always follow me on IG and or Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. The link to all of that is in the description box below. You can also always inhale and exhale, okay? You can always inhale and exhale, okay? I want you to relax, to relate, to release, and to center yourself and everyone around you and stuff, okay? Let's get to the nitty gritty, okay? First up, we have Chelsea. Y'all know she always first because she rarely ever has anything interesting going on. And again, that's not a bad thing. You know, she lives her life. But I mean, you know, same hair, same beanie hat, you know, just different color, and a sweatshirt, and she's sitting around talking about not much. So this episode, you know, she's talking about the father-daughter dance. I'm like, why is this always a topic? Every season, we have the father-daughter dance conversation. Will Adam go? Will Cole go? Who does Aubrey want to go? Will they both go? Will neither of them go? Will one of them... Last year, we know Adam did not show up I don't think he showed up last time. But Aubrey, is it Aubrey? Aubrey? I have to say both to realize what it is. Says she wants both Cole and Adam both to come. Okay, so it's fine. We will get a message to your dad because I know his number, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see what's going to happen there. You know, they also sit around and chit chat because Aubrey wants a cell phone, okay? And Chelsea's first friend comes up or whatever and say, well, get her like a toy phone, not a toy phone, like a not a new phone, get her like a flip phone, a razor phone to see how she does with it. Anyway, so we do see that, you know, she go talk to another friend, Chelsea does, and that friend brings up how, you know, we were younger, we always talked on the phone with our friend like all the time, you know, but back then we had landlines and we did, like I was always on the landline talking to my friends. Like, I had my own little MCI phone in my room when I was younger, so again, we really did talk on the phone a whole lot to our friends back then. But now people don't really have landlines, so you know, I was like, when you put it that way, when a kid gets around, you know, 10, 11, 12, I don't think getting them a cell phone is crazy. You don't have to get them the brand new iPhone that costs, you know, $500 or whatever amount of money it costs. Anyway, but yeah, I don't get them that phone. Get them an iPhone 3. Okay, iPhone 3 or Android 2 or whatever. See how that goes and get them something else later. We then see, you know, her and Cole talk, whatever. Cole thinks it's a good idea to see how she can take care of something, you know what I'm saying? Get her a cell phone, see how she does with it, and then go from there. As far as the whole father-daughter dance, like, I don't care, you know, if she wants to invite Adam, whatever. You know, will you, like, interact with him? He was like, no. I would dance with Aubrey, and that's it. I would not deal with him at all. Adam probably won't show up, you know what I'm saying? But girl, Chelsea, she do something. Like, we need something from her or get her ass off my screen, okay? Leah also didn't have much going on this time. You know, she brought up a little bit how she gonna sponsor her sister's baby daddy from over there in Costa Rica. I mean, look, it's just Teen Mom or 90 Day Fiance. I think it's both, okay? And then from there, she brings up how the twins is turning 10. So Corey has them this week, and she will get them back on their actual birth date. But Corey's having a little, you know, party for them with him, and then she'll have something with her or whatever. I'm like, that's fine. So while talking with her friend, she brings up how, you know, I started having sex, or at least I had sex for the first time when I was 13. Okay, and now looking back on it, I realized I did not know anything. 13. Fast ass little girl. Now the friend brought up how you were raised different, you know, your home life or your child or your life or whatever wasn't the best back then and whatnot. So, you know, your daughters have a completely different lifestyle than you had back then. You know what I'm saying? But she just wants to be sure that her daughters know everything they need to know about sex. I think once you realize that your kids are to an age where they can mentally understand what you're telling them and not interpret it for something else, that's a good time to go ahead and have that little chit chat. Okay. We do see later on the girls come back after Corey, and we see her, the girls, her mom, her sister, whoever else, all went out to eat. You know, yay, happy birthday, and stuff. So that was really all that it was with Leah or whatever. Kale. Kale took the call from her mama, okay? And her mom was calling and saying, hey, how you doing? I'm good. Okay, how you doing? I said, I'm good. Okay, because I have been sending the boys, cards for birthdays and holidays and whatever. So the mom called to chit chat a little bit, but Kale was pissed. Okay, look. I was watching 16 and Pregnant, okay, and so I've seen her from the beginning, from where her mama put her out, okay, when Kale had to go live with Joe and them, okay, when she had to move on her own, okay, when she was going back and still fucking around with Joe and all that stuff and whatnot. So I remember all that stuff back then. Kale's mom, as we have seen it as viewers, has never been a good mother figure, supportive mom to Kale. Ever. Okay? But we also are aware Kale's mom battled, I believe, drugs and alcohol. I also think she has some kind of mental issues or whatever. And I say that to mean that does not excuse the fact that it was a crappy mom, but it does bring light to the fact she wasn't able to be a good mother because of all these different reasons. I think it's one thing to have a drug addicted or alcoholic parent who has some kind of mental issues, who are not able to be stable enough to be a parent, versus people who just don't want to be parents because they're assholes. I think Kale mama couldn't be a parent. And for that reason, Kale has a strong disdain for her mama. And no one saying her mama didn't earn that right. I also know, as a child who had a father who was addicted to drugs, my birth father, not my dad, my birth father was. And once he was clean, which he is now, and he came back around, at first I was very angry, okay? Get on the way. But I realize now at 38, you have to allow them time to explain to you, one, why they were how they were, and you have to accept that at face value and then see if they're really trying to be better. I don't think Kale wants to give her mama time to do that, because her mom called and she instantly went on the defense. I don't know. I didn't know if you were dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised you called me. I never received any cards from you. And if you did send me stuff from me or the kids, my kids don't know you. They don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? You can't just pop up. You have to be consistent, blah, 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 blah. You have one child and 3 grandchildren who have not seen you in years. Only Isaac knows who you are. Lincoln doesn't remember you, and then Lux has not met you at all. She's getting all that out or whatever, and the mom then says, well, it's not completely my fault, which Kale said, well, until you can accept that it is all your fault, I can't deal with you, whatever. And I'm gonna say this. Kale's right and wrong. Kale was right because when her mama was supposed to be a parent, she wasn't. But I think in the way that she's wrong is, it seems like when her mama is trying to come back, each time the mama messes up, Kale gets more and more upset. And when you have someone who has mental issues and all that stuff, they may come back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And it is Kale's job to make sure that her kids have some kind of stability and not have an in and out grandparent. But I still feel like Kale herself can still deal with her mom on a small level to hopefully give her mom some encouragement to be better. If every time I'm around you pissed at me, I'm gonna not really want to be around more often, even though I should want to be better. Kale has to drop like 2 degrees of angry. Like if she at 10, come down to a 7. Be 7 pissed off, okay? Leave them other 3 points somewhere else. Because when you at 10 all the time, it doesn't make that person want to be around you. Because Kale can be a bitch. But Kale is a bitch because her mom was a bitch. Her mom was an ass. Her mom was an absentee parent. And so Kale lived a hard life for that. But like that lady told Kale last time, you don't know what kind of life your mama lived that made her be that way. And I really hope or wish that Kale would allow her mom to explain herself before Kale instantly gets pissed off because I ain't talked to you in 3 years. Yes, but I called you today. Can today be step 1? If you get mad at me and yell at me each time I call you, it will make me call you less and less because I can't get a word in edgewise before you cut me off and say why I ain't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard or whatever. So she talks to the producers or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And well, she only called me because her mama died, you know what I'm saying? And go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? I knew she died already. I'm like, girl, Kale, like, unless she calls me every day to show me that she wants to be consistently in my life, I can't deal with her. That's her prerogative, but I feel like, again, you can't ever get to step 2 if you keep cutting people's legs off at step 1. But I digress. And that was our thing was Jay graduating from hair school. She's going to be a licensed hairdresser and all that stuff or whatever. And she's graduating next week. She's done her hours. And she's happy. She's made it. She wants her mom to make sure to bring her daughter to her graduation because she wants the daughter to walk across the stage with her, because she wants the daughter to be, I guess, reminded or included in the success that she's doing, because she wants her daughter to know, you can do whatever, baby girl. It was real cute or whatnot. So she's like, Mom, I need you to be there like no later than 11. Okay, I need you to be there no later than 11, okay? Because I want to walk across the stage with my daughter. Well, Mama showed up an hour and a half late, okay? And the whole hour and a half that was waiting, they calling the mama, she not answering. Now, Jay will call the mama and she would not answer. But then, like, I think her grandma would call her mama and the mama, I'm like, you avoiding her calls? And the crazy part was, her mama had her daughter. Okay, Sean wasn't there either. So Sean got there before her mom got there. Sean got there maybe 30 or 40 minutes late because he's like, I was waiting on your mama. And she never came. I just came myself or whatever. And I couldn't bring Chloe because your mama has her car seat. This is why as a parent, you have to have 2 car seats. Because you can never depend on someone else to have it, because then you can't drive your kid around, okay? But I digress or whatever. The mama finally get there, we had to get a battery. No, she, Jade, your mama is a crackhead. Your mama is a drug addict, or she's a drug addict of some sorts, drugs and alcohol. You cannot be surprised when people who do drugs act like drug addicts, okay? Anyone who disappears for an hour and a half on the day of your graduation, that is drug addict behavior. Okay, I'm not saying her mom was somewhere smoking crack. What I'm saying is her mom was somewhere doing something she wasn't supposed to do. Because why else would you be late, and why else would you keep not answering Jay's call when you have her daughter and she's supposed to graduate? Or when you answer the phone, say, hey, we're running late because we need a battery. The battery's dead. They could at least send someone to get the daughter. But I digress. Anyway, because at one point she called the mama and the mama answered and she said, we just left the house and we are on our way. And her house is like maybe 10, 15 minutes from the school or whatever. And she still got there an hour later. Anyway, her mama get there with the baby or whatever. And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me be. I'm going to walk and that's it. And I'm like, all she did was walk from the break room to the time clock. And she punched out. And then I'm like, that's graduation? Congratulations, Jade. Go do some hair. Okay, anyway, in the last she's a clown. Okay, Dirty Cooch Briana. Okay, so Dirty Cooch and Dirty Dick are still at Nova's gymnastics events or whatnot or whatever. And she decided this is the place to have the conversation about what we gonna do. Okay, so this is before she found out her cooch was burning. So she brings up, so like, yeah, about us or what I'm saying, we can hook up here and there, but we have to be sure that we are being honest with each other. Like if one of us hooks up with somebody else because we are having unprotected sex, we need to be open and honest about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on birth control, so I'm not concerned with getting pregnant, okay? But I do want to be safe or whatever, and I want to, you know what I'm saying, be healthy by my body. If that's the case, you would always use condoms, okay? Okay. Anyway, he like, okay, yeah, cool. We gonna communicate. Absolutely. So we then see they're back home. Okay, and she's like, I haven't heard from Lewis too much because Lewis probably know his dick dirty. Lewis may know by now his dick dirty. Okay, and that could be why he's avoiding your phone calls or whatnot, or it's not calling you. So she's sitting there, whatever, you know what I'm saying, because Lewis ain't called much or whatever since they came back. And she gets the, the little email that, your test results are in. So she calls the people and they say, you were negative for gonorrhea, for syphilis, for HIV and AIDS, but you were positive for chlamydia. Okay. And I'm like, that bitch was on TV being told her cooch is dirty. It's an STD. You take some pills, and that's it. And then, you take the pills or whatnot, you have to wait. You can't have sex with anyone for 7 days after taking the pill. And you definitely can't have sex with whoever gave it to you because you do not want to get reinfected. And that person would need to take pills as well. And so she's like, oh my God, okay, thank you. And she was also calm. I'm like, the only person who's that calm is someone who has already had an STD. Look, I get pissed if dude gives me a cold. Okay, if he had the flu or a cold and gives it to me, I'm pissed off. Okay, and that's a common cold. If someone gave my cooch a cold, we fighting in the streets all the way from everywhere to anywhere. Okay, it's going down if you give my cooch a cold. Okay, and the fact that she allowed Lewis to give her cooch a cold, and she was just so calm, like, I guess I got chlamydia. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that he even cared, that he has it, you know what I'm saying? He must only find out about this stuff from whoever he sleeps with that he gives it to. I'm looking like, how do we not know that you already had it? Like, the only way for us to know Lewis gave it to you is if you know for a fact that you wasn't already dirty. If you have not had an STD test since your last partner, how do you know you ain't been burning yourself the whole time at all? Okay, and again, we don't know if Lewis has it. What if Lewis don't have? Well, he got it because whatever. But again, she's blaming him as if she was not a culprit in her own cold cooch getting ass for fucking that man with no condom. Okay, but I digress. We then see she calls her mama. Her mom is at work. Okay, she calls my mom. Lewis gave me chlamydia. What? Oh, he's so reckless. No, your daughter is reckless with her cooch. No one can really blame Lewis. If Lewis dick dirty, that's really on Lewis. Your daughter should be the one protecting her cooch from dirty dicks. Okay, because had she wore a condom, she would have had a better chance of not getting a dirty cooch. But she allowed her cooch to be entered by a dirty dick. Okay, so that is her fault. We can't blame Lewis dirty dick ass. We can blame Briana dirty cooch having ass for fucking him twice with no condom. And then having a conversation with him after going to Planned Parenthood to get an STD test. After doing that, saying we can continue to not use protection because I'm on birth control. But it's tell me if you fuck somebody else. No, bitch. You deserve the dirty cooch. Okay, I just cannot. I cannot. And then her mama blaming Lewis. Her mama blaming Lewis is the exact reason why she has 2 kids by 2 men who don't do that much. Devon is better now. But again, her mama, I blame her mama because her mama babies her. Brianna's a grown-ass woman, okay? And she is out here getting dirty dick all up and through up here, you know what I'm saying, in that small-ass apartment with her mom and them kids and that sister. Girl, the fuck back. She needs to grow the fuck up. Anyway, she then tells her sister, I got a dirty cooch. She was like, what? You lucky you want HIV. I say, okay, sister girl. Like he works in the club. You never know what he has. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust people, okay? That's what condoms are for. The fact that her little sister is advising her about I know I don't need to speak to you. You do. You do need a speech. You do, because your cooch is dirty, okay? Ding-a-ling-a-ling, dirty ding-a-ling-a-ling, all up and through it, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And then, things are just so complicated now, you know what I'm saying? And I just hope this doesn't make him stop, and walk away from Stella. He haven't walked into Stella's life. He has barely, again, he's seen your cooch more than your daughter. Okay? And now things will be weird. Why fuck him in the first, we could excuse the first time because you were drunk. Partially drunk. The second time you was sober. And you fucked him with your daughter in the room. Dirty cooch, dirty dicks all around. Anyway, that was the episode. It wasn't much. I'm done. Peace.